Da-da-da-da. Welcome into this edition of Union Talk. I'm your host, Sean Brace from PhillyHipster.com. Over to my right, my co-host, Mr. Ryan Ellis from Culkin's Media. Follow him on Twitter at @thesportsnomad. Doing a great job as always. Ryan, here we are. Finally, the Union made the playoffs.
We made the playoffs, Sean.
Yep.
We made the playoffs.
Second time in franchise history, first time since 2011, and that's where we're focusing. That's where we're starting right now because, at the beginning of the season, February, all the way back to where we're in Orlando for the training camp?
Clearwater.
Clearwater. Then to Dallas, game one, where they lost 2-0 in Dallas. And Dallas, pretty good team.
It's a great team.
Yeah. Nobody thought that playoffs was on the radar. And here we are. Union are in the playoffs.
That's a great introduction. Yeah, I was at O'Neill's Pub in off South Street, South and 3rd. And yeah, I was at that FC Dallas game, and it was just like, well, here we go again. Another season, we're not going to make the playoffs. But here we are. You know what? Like, it's a new season, Sean. I know everything that happened in the last month. It's not a good way to get in the playoffs. We backed into it, but you know what? Here we are. It's a new season, and I'm staying positive.
Yeah, and that's it's tough to ask all Union fans to do that right now, especially this fan base.
Oh yeah,
really fickle fan base at times, but I understand it. I'll just say this. I was going to say this for the end, but I'll do it right now. A friend of mine who's a diehard Union supporter, he just said he wants to feel good about this squad and hasn't felt good about this squad in about 8 weeks.
No, I mean that's the common theme around the whole fan base. You know what? I felt the same way recently, but look, we're in the playoffs. Be happy about that. That's great. Second time in franchise history. It doesn't matter how we got there. We're there. We have Ernie Stewart. I will always be happy about Ernie Stewart. We've got a coach that I do believe in. I know that some people are kind of losing faith in Jim Curtin, but I believe in the guy. He's a local guy. I think that he, given the right talent, he can make stuff happen. We've got a beautiful facility down there in Chester, a beautiful new practice facility. That's going to attract talent in the offseason. So it's one of those things where, there's kind of negative feelings, but we have such a solid foundation going forward with this team that we're in the playoffs, and that's the bar. Yeah, it's only going up from here.
It's a good point. I like where your mind's at on that one. I don't really want to spend too much time on the Red Bulls game because to me that game didn't mean anything. I think it was managed like that. I think don't get me wrong, it would have been nice for the Union to win that game, but the Red Bulls coming in, you kind of had a feeling that they were already going to. Like, look, as we said for the past couple weeks now, the Union are a different team at this point in time. Oh, yeah. They were a hot team back in June, back in May, back in July even. Right now, they're struggling. They're struggling to find who they are, but it's about a game of runs. It's about momentum. And here they are. There's only 6 teams in the conference that make the playoffs. They get their opportunity to one game. That's it. One game on the road at Toronto, a team that they just tied the last time they played. Don't get me wrong, they weren't at full strength. No. Toronto's a really talented squad. But I agree with that. But it's not out of the realm of possibility for the Union to go up there, Andre Blake to play well, and for them to steal this one.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you saw me at 5 o'clock on Saturday and, you told me Penn State was going to win the game, I would have laughed at you. Penn State goes out. They beat Ohio State in a great, thrilling, down-to-the-wire match. And that's what I expect. Union really have nothing to lose. They're not, true. They really don't have much to lose. We made the playoffs. That was our goal. Go out there and just try anything. Just make the game happen. If it goes into overtime, and the most dangerous team in the world is a team that is stupid enough to believe they can win, and that's where the Union are right now. Toronto has everything to lose right now.
I agree with that. Talk to me a little bit about Toronto, guys that we should focus on. I have an idea. I have a hunch that you're going to talk about Josie right now, who's just been on a tear.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But just talk about Toronto at full strength.
Look, we all saw what they did to us down in Chester. 3-0 victory for them, loss for the Union. Look, they're a great team.
Yep.
They're a solid team. You got Giovinco and Josie working the front. You got Michael Bradley, the general, as they call him in Italy, controlling the midfield. They got a solid keeper who's back. And really, the Union should have won that game. The goalie, I can't remember his name right now, really kept Toronto in that game.
Yep.
So it's just one of those games where it's the Union are going to have to play the best game of the year, and can they do it? Because Toronto is a fantastic team with a great fan base up there, and it's just one of those things. Can the Union go out there and play the best game of the year? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, and I think they can. I do. I'm foolish to believe that right now. I think if you were to ask somebody from Vegas, they would say,
"Oh no,
the team that they are the last couple of weeks is who they are."
Oh, absolutely.
So therefore, I don't know. You're going to go up to Toronto and all of a sudden snap your fingers, and you're just going to get that team that was back in May winning games left and right. But
no,
anything's possible. You know, you look at the rah-rah
Staying
factor.
positive, Sean.
And you should, and I think all Union fans should as well. Which brings me to another point where I think this fan base at times can be a little bit down, and it's tough. I can't look you in the eye and say you should not feel that way, because if you do, you do. But I want you to get it out of your system. And even at this point in time, it should be out of your system as you're watching this video. You had all day Sunday night. You had all day Monday. It needs to be out of your system, because now it's about supporting this team, making the playoffs for the second time in franchise history.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And I don't know if people are buying into that, but that's where it needs to be. And then after the game, then we can talk about who needs to go and where upgrades need to happen and all that. But for this time, it's about the Union, watching them on Wednesday night. Of all nights, Wednesday night, Sixers season opener. Jeez. I'm going to be the guy like this watching it.
No, absolutely.
You have
like this, watching the game here. No, actually, speaking of that, it was 3 years ago where I was in a Popeyes parking lot in Levittown, PA, listening to you on the radio, talking about the start of the process. Here we are. Can't wait for this Sixers season.
How about that? Yes.
Boom.
How about that? But yeah, it's funny because I was like, all right, just make the game on Thursday.
I know.
Make the game on Thursday. And the next thing that was Wednesday. Oh, well, I will be there watching. I wish I could head up to Toronto. That was the original plan, wherever they were going to go for the playoffs, to make it for that game. But unfortunately, a little tough schedule at this point in time. Can't do it. But the Union will be there. Let's get out on some predictions, and because we're going to do a recap if they end up losing. Hopefully, we're talking about moving on to that next round next week. So we got a lot. We'll talk about the big picture stuff. Is this season a success? What should happen with Jim Curtin? What could Ernie Stewart do? That's for the end game. All right, of Union talk. For right now, let's talk a little bit of predictions. Union go up there, tough battle. What do you got?
I think Blake makes 2 great saves, and you know what? I've been negative on this team for the last 6 weeks. I'm not doing it anymore. Overtime win, 2-1.
How about that? And I know we'd all sign up for that, right?
Absolutely.
And I am right here as well. That's my prediction. 2-1. This man knows more than I. I'm going with him, okay? All right, like I said, we're going to have another one coming up, possibly a couple more shows during the offseason as well. Yeah, definitely. And we got a lot to talk about, because what you said at the start of this video is so true. It's the tip of the iceberg. That's it. It's only up from here. So congratulations, Union, on making the playoffs. Go ahead, shake shit up. Shake it up.
Shake it up.
All right?
Nothing to lose.
I didn't mean to curse, but that's all right. I'm fired up. It's playoffs here, okay? All right, for this episode of Union Talk, I'm Sean Brace. He's Ryan Ellis. Go Union. Best of luck up there in Toronto, and we'll talk to you guys next week.